morning, good morning. Welcome to another New York session here. This is the 29th September. We are looking at a few currency pairs. Just got to make sure all the systems are up and running over here. Let's make sure no unnecessary noises are coming through.
Bittrex 24 CRM costs only.
All right, perfect. The camera angle is different. Yes, we're sitting down here today. So those of you who are new to the stream here, we do this every day at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. I think the best thing about the streams is that where you can send your charts. The best thing to really get your analysis done or your charts read is to send a chart with your analysis, what you think is going to happen, and then someone's going to take a look at it and give you some advice. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at GBPJPY over here. Of course, GBPJPY is the only pair I trade. Oh wow, look at this. Euro JPY is moving up over here. All right, let's do a quick analysis on GBPJPY here. So first thing what I like to do is to just remove everything. So I'm going to remove everything, go to the daily. Daily seems like came up to the same resistance at 136, 120, 136, 150. Tapped into that area, and now it's trying to pull back here a little bit, right? So on the daily seems like it's trying to pull back. Let's take a look on the 4-hour here. Now 4-hour did come up to retest the high over here. We did retest the high, and now it's coming back down. So it's rejecting a resistance, obviously, and now it's coming back down. So now we have to see what level of support is it going to come down to. So if we're looking on the 1-hour time frame, looking at the 1 hour, we do see this wick here to the left. So maybe this is going to be an area where 1 hour may come down and reject this area, because this was rejected before around London Open here as well. And then below that area we have a support at 135.450. So let's go to 30-minute time frame. 30-minute is kind of seems like we did continue going up. We made a high, we came down, and if it creates some sort of a support, I think there's going to be a very high probability that price is going to continue moving bullish, especially if this 30-minute candle closes bullish. Then you could look left and say, okay, yeah, you know what, it's respecting this support zone here for price to continue moving up. So there's going to be a little bit of a waiting involved as price comes into the vicinity of 135.700, 135.600 area right over here. And if you measure this range, this is like a 10-11 pip range, right? So it's better we just wait right over here. I think for sells, you'll need a break below this area here for price to continue down. It's like a 20 pip range, so we'll see how price acts within this area here. Did you take any trades? Nope, no trades so far. All right, let's take a look at this chart here. This is GJ, 30-minute support formed during London. Can take a buy price from support, respecting previous support. Yeah, looks good. No trade zone. You know what, Alex? I had the same thing. I have the same analysis here. It's funny. So just waiting right now. Let's look at Carlo. Looking for buys if you respect previous 4-hour low. Waiting for 30-minute close. Okay. It's kind of like the same thing over here. So predominantly, most people are looking at the same areas. Now let's take a look at Euro JPY. Euro JPY daily candle moved out of this daily consolidation. We did continue bullish. The areas that we were looking at yesterday was around 123.450, and oh, it looks like price came up to the same exact area over here. We came up over here. Now looking at the 1-hour time frame, looks like to the left now we have clean traffic above 123.450, right, all the way up towards 123.800, which is like 35 pips away. So if 1 hour is still bullish, we will need to see some sort of a supports forming for price to continue moving up. So if you go down to the 30-minute time frame, looks like 30-minute is kind of like ranging over here. But if we look at this zone is overlapping all the candles, right? So best practice is to maybe like redefine the zone, make it something like nicer like this, because this was the resistance and price broke above this resistance, came up, created like some sort of support, and now this candle is forming, right? So if this candle forms below support, you could expect it to do a little deeper retracement for it to continue up later on. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking at GJ here, waiting to see how candles form within this area, and then try to make a decision. Oh, what's this? GJ was pretty slow today. My confidence in the pound was bullish. Supposed to take profits and GJ wasn't moving. Oh, that's awesome. Your first duty is to protect your capital. I think that's our duty as the trading soldiers. Their duty is to protect our capital. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is okay, GJ 15 minutes. So the entry was taken right over here, and I guess the TP was way up over there. But I guess you should have taken profits as, like, you know, price was making higher highs and higher lows. But at the same time, you know, you managed the trade, so it's pretty good. Let's take a look at gold here. Gold daily. Gold is retracing. It's coming up. Looking on the 4-hour. Gold is in an area where it got rejected before. So now what are the chances it's going to get rejected again? What are the chances it will get rejected again? So this is a big ass range on gold from 1878 to 1888. It's like a 100 pip range. So you'll have to drop down to small time frames and kind of see if you can get some smaller ranges here. Looking at the 30-minute as well, we have support forming here, but yeah, we'll see how gold plays out. But like, I'm going to be looking at GBPJPY over here and see if you can get something at this point. This is GJ 30-minute chart. Sell below this area, close below 135.650. Looks good. This is exactly what I'm looking at. Looking for buys if price forms support at this level too. Phenomenal analysis. GJ, same thing. Support over here. We got another support down over here. We got another range down over here. Looking at price to come up to this point. Yeah, let's see what happens. There's nothing wrong with trading on a mobile phone when I see the market the same way as you, right? Wrong. That's wrong. When you're trading on a mobile phone, you cannot see the market the same as me because, you know, I can look all the way left over here. You know, like from a mobile phone, doing analysis is just robust, you know, so it's not the same thing. Trust me. I just noticed we have different 4-hour candles. Yes, because we have different liquidity providers. There's nothing you can change that. If support forms here, possible buys to bullish momentum. Sells below here. Hey, I was suspicious of the continuous bottom side wicks that went so deep into the previous 30-minute candles during the London session. Made it hard to take buys as it was breaking higher. Yeah, right now I'm just kind of like waiting at this point. Let's take a look at pre-markets. Okay, pre-markets are positive 36 points. I don't even know why I look at that, so I should just stop looking at this because this serves me no purpose in trying to trade GJ. I think I do it for clout. Someone said it yesterday, hey, I think you look at that for clout. But in terms of news, nothing's really happening. We had some, like, you know, low profile news after the London Open. Nothing really moved. We have some low profile news in CAD, some USD news coming on later on, FOMC members speaking before NYC Open. And other than that, man, we have like a clean day today, except for the fact that 1 p.m. we have more FOMC speaking here. So we'll see what happens in that aspect. Looking on Wednesday. Wednesday, yeah. Wednesday we have oil, and this week is going to be pretty clean except for the fact we have ADP and then NFP on Friday. So it's clear skies and sunny days. Okay, let's take a look at What's this? This is GU. GU idea. Does this make sense? So we have weekly. Price came to some sort of a resistance on weekly. Weekly candle came all the way up to retest that area, expecting price to come down and test this wick. Okay. Let's take a look at that on the smaller time frames, because I think on the small time frames we'll get some more idea of what's really happening here. So looking at the daily, you're expecting this wick to be filled, but what I see on the weekly is that since you have candles printing side by side, this means that price is ranging, right? Whenever candles print side by side, that means price is ranging, so you got to go to the small time frames. So looking at the daily here, we have a support formed at this point, and looks like daily is rejecting some sort of an area there, so we have to go down to a 4-hour time frame and kind of see what's going on. So on the 4-hour, we have a support forming, and if we extend it to the left hand side, coincidentally it matches up with a resistance back on the 22nd September, and then we have a resistance forming up over here. So yeah, that's what you got. You got a range on GU, man. GU is ranging. Either we break below or we break above. If we break below, so this is what you do, right? You look at the charts, you look to see that, okay, where's the most recent support resistance? So you find your most recent support, find your most recent resistance. Now where will price go if you break support? You look left, you're like, okay, the next support is maybe somewhere down over here, so maybe price can come down to this point. You measure this range. This is a 60 pip range, man. That's a lot of range over there. And if price breaks up, the next resistance is almost this wick fill around, like, 46 pips away. So these are your two ranges now. So now all you got to do is just wait. All you got to do is just wait. You know where people get stuck most of the time? People get stuck when they get stuck in a bias. Like they'll send a chart, they'll say, okay, like, you know what, I expect price to go, they'll say, I expect price to go up. What if price goes down? So if you post a chart, like somewhere on social media, on your groups or whatever, and you're like, okay, price is going to go up, and price goes down, now you're like, oh man, like, okay, my analysis didn't work out. But when you have both analysis playing in your mind at the same time, you're like, okay, you know what, I know exactly what to do if price breaks up, and I know exactly what to do if price breaks down. Now you're being more fluid, so you get, so you can better handle that trade too. Okay, let's take a look at this. This is GJ. I took an impulse when 15-minute broke the low, put stops up with the same candle. Candle flipped bullish and broke its own high, stopped me out. Yes, Lucas. That was supposed to happen because you did not follow the rules of impulse entries, and I think when you're new, impulse entries should not be taken. And if you take a look at this over here, this says avoid taking them in a counter trend. So counter trend is this, right? So if we look at GJ right over here, price was trending bullish. So you tried taking an impulse entry in a counter trend and you paid the price. Let's take a look at the next chart over here. If we look based on a 1 hour after we close below the minor support, there's a clean candle for price to possibly go down. Okay, do you think it's a good idea to sell when a 1 hour candle closed bearish below support? I don't know. I think this is a support, so I don't think there's a trade there because this is an entire rejection area right over here. Let's take a look at this chart here. A buy is if you make a support. Yeah, looks good. I think it should continue on, so we're going to see what happens in this case. Now candle's about to close. 15-minute candle's also closing here. 12 minutes. So you say this about having two biases, but last week I asked you what you would do if price went the other way and there were trade options. You said no trades. stick with one bias. Yeah, that's true. You have to stick with one bias. Like, of course, when you're a new trader, you're mapping out two biases, but you're only executing on one bias, you know. As time goes by, if let's say your one bias doesn't play out and the other one plays out, of course, you're looking at the charts and saying that, okay, if my bias was buys and sells worked out, how could I have taken the sells? So once you get experienced enough and you start to see both biases playing out and you start to understand that, okay, how could you have taken the trade in the correct bias? With experience and by watching the charts, you'll get more comfortable in, like, you know, taking a trade in that direction. All right, let's take a look at here. This is my EJ trade. Please have a look and let me know if there's something I can do to improve. If you send this trade to me in Slack, I'm going to take a look at this after the stream, and then, you know, we can go from there. Saw mini support, candles look bearish, took a sell. Okay, very nice. So I guess you're done for the day. You're one trade for the day and you're done for the day. This is GBPUSD, to look for a short at the retest of resistance. This is actually a pretty good idea. You're waiting for price to kind of like retrace, create like a minor resistance, and then continue moving bearish. Will impulse entries work now? Work now for what? Impulse entries for what? I mean, you need to give some more information there. Okay, what's this? Newbies like me can't tell the difference between a bias change and FOMO, in my opinion. I think bias change and FOMO, I think it depends. It's subjective, right? Like, you need to send a chart and say that, okay, would this be a FOMO trade? I think all impulse entries are FOMO trades, because whenever price is moving and a candle hasn't closed and you're entering a trade, that's the FOMO trade. So if you're a new trader and you're focusing on impulse entries and you're getting stopped out, maybe don't do impulse entries, right? Maybe just wait for candles to close. I mean, that's the best way to go about it, right? Wait for candles to close. Like, if we look right now, looking on the 30-minute time frame, it's just nothing. Can't take a sell because there's support over here. Can't take a buy because candle is bearish. So what do I do personally? I just wait. I'm buying above 135,800, selling below 135,650. Okay, let's just wait. GU is also ranging. This could be very well be like a ranging day, you know, to be honest. Hey, Raja Bunks, when are you having a boot camp in the USA? Probably going to be next year, you know, because now we got the flu coming on, and then we're going to be moving into phase 2 of lockdown. So, you know, it's going to be second round coming here. It's going to be like a Jumanji level 10 as we move into October. It's like Jumanji level 10 here. There's Brexit talks today until Thursday. I think when it comes to Brexit, anything that's said about Brexit is gonna move price bullish, basically. That's what I think. So one good thing about this thing is, like, if you measure the range, this is a 48 pip range over here, from 136, 120 all the way down to 135, 640. So we are waiting. All right, someone's looking at a fake out here. Sell below this one. Yeah, it looks good. You're right, this was a fake out. Price came down and that's it. That actually already happened, right? So right now, what's happening is that, you're right, sells below this area and candles need to close above for these buys. You're absolutely correct. So we're just waiting. Just waiting. You know what? A better opportunity is going to be if the next 30-minute candle breaks the high of the previous 30-minute candle and starts moving bullish. I think that's going to be a very good opportunity to take a buy. I think that's something I can focus on here too, because that's going to be an impulse entry based on a 30-minute time frame, which is a stronger time frame. So I think that could be good. Hey, if we have made our daily goal, is it good for a trader to not allow himself any more trades? Yes. If you've made your goal for today, just close the charts and just have a nice day, you know. Close the charts, enjoy your day, look at your wins, post about it, talk about it, you know, see how you can get the same win tomorrow. But if you try to take a second trade, man, listen, you might lose the trade. You know, sometimes what people do is that they take winning trades and then it comes to the stream thinking that, oh, you know what, like these guys are going to take a trade and then we're going to take a trade with them and win more. But in reality, man, no. What if we lose? Now you lost your profits, you know. Why a Brexit news would move the price bullish? I thought it was bad for GP. Yeah, see, that this is the thing. I think the way market views any Brexit news is good for the pound. That's how the market views it. And to me, that's enough to know. Because I've been looking at Brexit since 2018, right? 2018, 2017, and every time they've mentioned Brexit, prices just moved up. So that's the bias I go with most times. Let's take a look at this chart. This is GBPCAD 30-minute bearish trend. Looks like a fake out. Okay, fake out has already happened because look, this was a fake out. Price came back in the range. Price broke below, so fake out has already happened. Avoided this range. Candle broke below support. Entered a sell over here. I think it's a bad idea as the movement already so strong. Should have waited for a retracement to take a sell. Yes, that's correct. Should have waited for a retracement to take a sell. Risky trading zone. Okay, let's take a look here. Hey, why did you draw your zone on GJ? It looks like more recent on 30-minute. Right over here, right over here. Yeah, that's fine. This is support here too, right? Because as candles coming down, you're looking left. It's very simple. Like whenever candles are moving, you're just looking left. And candle came down, I look left. I see, oh, candle rejected this price. Okay, must be a support. And then I look left again. Oh, okay, there's another support. So, you know, there's support over here. What's this? When price forms support or resistance. When price forms support or resistance, do you normally only execute trades when price breaks the high low of the candles to the left? And if so, how can you be confident it's not going to waking past? That confidence comes with experience. You know, it comes with watching that same thing happen over and over again. So right now, I'm either waiting for this candle to close bearish and the next one to break the high, or to, yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, there's still some time left for this candle to close. We got like 4 minutes left. 15-minute candle is also closing. 1 hour candle is also going to come to a close over here. The only problem is this 1 hour candle is going to close bearish. When did you introduce impulse entries in your trading career? Only when you were consistent for a while? I'll tell you when I introduced impulse entries. I introduced impulse entries in my trading career this year. This year from April, right? And I've been looking at this since 2019, since last year. You know, so that's why I introduced it. And when I introduced it, man, people are trying to take impulse entries when they're not even good at waiting for candles to close. I mean, that just blows my mind, you know, how impatient people are. I mean, you just gotta wait. Anytime someone sends me a chart of an impulse entry and they say it was a loss, inside me, I say you deserved it, because, you know, like, you're not good at impulse entries. It takes a lot of experience, you know, and if you have one trade to take and you're going to waste that trade on an impulse entry because impulse entries are very high risk trades, you know, and if you're going to lose that trade, then your one trade of the day is done, you know. So you just gotta wait. Like right now, I'm just been waiting over here, waiting for price to close and waiting to see like if we can really execute something at this point or not. Hey Raja, greetings from Russia. Oh, greetings, greetings. Thank you for the stream. Did you work in drilling? Yes. How old is it? 4 years. 5 years. Are you currently working or living in trading? Living in trading. Sorry for my poor English. Oh, look at that. 30-minute candle is moving bullish over here. 15-minute candle is also moving bullish. 1 hour candle is about to close. Just waiting for this candle to close in 2 minutes. Alright, let's take a look at this chart from the Gulag. The Gulag sent a chart. This is candle without wigs on the top, can be a reversal signal, okay, if support holds. Small body forming about weak sellers, okay. Yeah, something I'm looking for over here too, you know, for price to. But you know, the only thing I'm concerned about are these wicks over here. But the trend is still bullish. A 1 hour candle is still closing bullish over here. This is the only problem here. This minor resistance, which are like wick rejections on the 30-minute time frame. So let's see how this candle closes. Let's take a look at this chart. This is right over here. Chances of rejection of support, GJ 1 hour. Support after, okay. Yeah, after we break this, we can continue down to 135, 100, and 135 even. But we need to break below 135, 650 to go down towards, 135, 450 and further bearish. But by looking at this area here, it looks like 30-minute candle is rejecting this support, just like we talked about. We're creating a support at this point. And yeah, I think we should continue moving bullish at this point. 30-minute candle is also closing. I think if we look at the stop loss situation here, stop loss situation is going to be pretty big, man. Maybe like a 15 pip stop loss at this point. Maybe add a little retracement. We could add a position. I think that's going to be a pretty good idea. I'm going to go with the lower risk at this point. Because the stop loss is too big, right? It's like a 13, almost like a 13, 15 pip stop loss. And you're looking at almost like a 14, 15 pip gain over here. I think it should work out. Because at the same time, we have this support forming over here. Look at this candle came down, wicked right back up. This candle went bullish from this point. We had a bearish candle coming down, wicked up. We had the next candle kind of came down, rejected it, closed above this area. And now we have this candle, which is forming. So now there's a higher probability for this candle to continue moving bullish as well. Probably like something right over here would be a good target, like 135, 136 even, 135, 980. Yeah, it should continue bullish. I am in a trade, by the way. Are you taking a buy? Yes, I'm in a buy. My long was executed somewhere over here. My stops are almost like 15 pip stops, anticipating price to continue up towards 135, like 136, like 1-to-1 risk reward. Looking at the 15-minute time frame, I think I can lower my stop, bring it down towards below the 15-minute time frame right over here. Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty good idea. Bring the stops down there below the 15-minute at 135, 700. A question, let's say we have a good setup, but candles are printing slowly, moving slowly, seemingly with low volume. How do you approach these scenarios when candles are printing well but slowly? I guess we wait for the volume windows. Yeah, so basically when candles are moving slowly, what you're doing is you're looking at the time, to see that, okay, when there's going to be volume in the market, and then you're pretty much basing your trade off of that. If candles are moving slowly, that means there's less volume in the market. Okay, ooh, gold is coming back up to this resistance area. Interesting. Gold is coming up over here. Let's take a look at GU. GU is still ranging. GU is still ranging. So since I'm in this trade over here, I'm constantly looking at how am I going to reduce my risk. Whenever I'm in a trade, I'm never looking to see how much money I can make. I'm always looking to see how much I can lose less. So I'm always looking to see how can I mitigate risk whenever I'm in a position. So if price starts to go in a drawdown, I'm going to start reducing my risk. So that's very important, guys. We have to reduce risk. Don't think about how much money you can make. Think about how you can lose less. Always, I'm thinking about how I can lose less. I think that's what keeps you in the game for the long term. Daily wick fill. You know what? If we get a daily wick fill, perfect. But I'm going to secure 10 pips and I'm going to put stops at break even and then I'm going to let the rest run. And if it runs towards daily wick fill, that's perfect. Hey, small loss in GU today, but managed my risk. Could I have done something different? Let's take a look here. This is coming from the gulag. We're in the gulag. Oh, executed buys when price broke the previous high, expected to reach yesterday's high. Oh, managed the risk. Well, it's a good thing you managed risk over here. But I think when this candle closed bullish, it closed below. Now, take a look at this, right? This is where you really have to be anal about candles here. So look at this. This candle closed bullish. This one closed bearish. This one closed bullish, but it closed below over here. So it's respecting resistance here. So I think at that point, you could have closed like a partial position. Hey, Raja, just now I asked you about the bad trade on GC. It really went back up to form resistance. Yeah, that's good. That's good, because we have to anticipate where price is going to go. Just like this over here. We have these rejections, price is moving up. As it comes into 10 pip profit for me, I'm going to secure positions. And then I'm going to let the rest run and call it a day. Yeah, see this 15 minute? 15 minutes is really messy. We need to break above this minor resistance on the 15-minute time frame for price to continue moving up. If it starts rejecting, and if the next 15-minute candle starts breaking the low over here, then I'm going to close partial positions because this is the area I'm concerned about. So looking at a 30-minute looks pretty good, but we have to keep this in mind as well. We have to be very cautious. GU, let's take a look at gold. Oh, gold is reaching 1888 and 1889. Oh wow, we did break above here. Is your trade considered an impulse entry? No, it's not an impulse entry. It's based on the previous 30-minute candle closing bullish. So I took a buy, had my stop loss. So my stop loss is below this 15-minute right over here. I've been studying the Forex market. I'm learning a lot and will open an account soon to make profits and buy a program for more knowledge. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, wow, look at that. Gold. Gold has officially broken above. Raja, so the rules you take into consideration when you enter your trade is wick fills, break to the upside downside of support resistance, and breaking highs or lows. Yes, that's absolutely true. Whenever candles are breaking the highs, it means candles have higher probability to create a higher high. And once they create a higher high, that means that it can continue moving bullish, right? So this 30-minute candle broke the high of the previous 30-minute candle, which now makes it having a higher probability to continue moving up. But the only thing I'm not discounting the fact is that we've had rejections over here before. We've had rejections with this candle in this area, and we had rejections over here as well. So I'm being very, very cautious about this trade. As it's moving up, it's good. Oh, okay, well, I guess we're moving up over here now. Oh, nice. Come on, a little bit more. See, now it's coming up to this wick rejection area at this point. So this is the point where I'm going to be securing at least something, because it's coming up to this wick rejection and we don't know whether it's going to reject from here or it's going to continue moving bullish. So it's a better idea to, like, you know, secure at least something and then let the rest run from that point. All right, perfect. We got 10 pips over here, 12 pips over here. Congratulations, everybody. Whoever
Secure it.
secure this shit, man. Secure it.
It's a nice grab because we can play to the upside range.
Wow, this is crazy, man.
We can easily retest 136, 100, and then so on, continue for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a blessing, though.
So everyone in the Gulag YouTube chat, if you took this trade, congratulations. We all scammed you again today. Lovely scam ran again here today, making a winning trade. So, you know, if you won the trade, give a like on the stream, everybody. It basically, like, you know, helps a lot of people here.
Thank you. Good call. Thank you, Rakeel. I'm out. Going back to sleep.
You're not out.
They're coming back in a few. Trust.
I'm making the highlight, putting the sound back.
Yo, you know the lot size I used on this?
15 lots?
No.
20.
No, 6.69.
69?
Oh,
6.9.
Why 6.9, bro?
Come on, man. 6.9, man. You know what? I hope 6.9 is okay, you know, because he hasn't posted a story in a while.
He's good.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving a runner, and I'm going to go back to sleep, guys. So have a good one.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Take care, Mac.
Sweet
Bye.
dreams, man.
Bye. Thank you. Bye, Rakeel.
Hey, goodbye.
Bye, Kerwan. Bye, everyone.
All right, brother. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Man, he sounded tired.
All right, what's this? Hey, is it okay to use impulse move to add another confirmation example, in this case in 30 minutes, as 30-minute bullish waited for the next one to break the high to take a trade? Is that correct? I mean, if you're going to take an impulse entry as price breaks the high over here, knowing that price is going to go up, I think that means that there's some sort of a confidence issue, right? Why not take a trade when you know price is going to go up right here and then have a stop down here, instead of taking a buy up over here and having a same stop loss now, which is going to be bigger. So I think you should be confident enough to execute at that point. Is it easy when we enter a position that runs immediately in our direction and then manage it if price goes back in the entry to close 50%? But how do you manage risk when once you enter price goes against you but it's forming a wick in your direction? That comes with experience. So the question is that when you enter a position and price goes negative ASAP, how do you manage risk at that point? That comes with experience, you know. That comes with the fact that, okay, let's say for example this candle, instead of going up, it started coming down as soon as we entered, right? So I'm going to look at the 15-minute and I'm going to see, okay, it's coming down bearish. I mean, my stop is down over here, it's pretty big. Let's just go to the 15-minute time, 5-minute time frame here. So I'm only looking at the 5-minute. Then if 5 minutes starts dropping really hard, then I'm going to start closing partials and stuff like that. So if you look over here, you know, price came up. This is where I secured positions, took at least 14, 15 pips, and price has rejected this area before. So that's why we're seeing a rejection down over here. What about hedging? Don't hedge, please. Let's not hedge. Hedging is a dangerous game. Wow, I think this was amazing. 3,000 people watched this happen.
Hey, Rakeel.
Hello.
Hey, man. So I want to touch a little bit on the whole risk management thing you brought up earlier. Last night, I normally don't trade limited session, but I saw a decent opportunity. And my risk was just nearly $300. Potential profit was 1K, and ended up getting out of the trade with only negative 50 after it would have hit my stop loss. So I think that was a pretty big moment for me.
Oh, so how did you manage risk at that point?
So like I was, price went into profit about 7 pips. Once it came back down towards my entry, I cut about 50%. And then once price started really pushing hard to the downside, I closed nearly almost everything. So.
Oh, nice. So you reduced it from 300 to 50.
Exactly. And if I would have held all the positions, I would have lost the full 300.
Oh, wow, man.
So
yeah, that's pretty
right
sick.
there, that's a win. That's a win in my book. Like, it made me feel good, which I never felt good about losses in the past. So
yeah.
it's a start.
Yeah, whenever I can close a trade in a lower risk than what I started with, I'm just like, oh wow, you know what? This is a win for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It feels good.
Yeah, no, that's right. Because like I get excited. Like whenever I go in a drawdown, I get excited. I'm like, all right, now I can show off my skills on how to lose less.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna lose anyway, but like lose less,
Exactly. Yeah, I came back this morning and made up my losses completely plus some. So it's cool.
Yeah, man, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Gold is pumping.
Looks like gold is moving up like a ball peen hammer over here.
Yeah. I hope the New York Open doesn't do a heavy retest to the downside, so my position never gets top up. Because basically, I'm expecting gold going to 1900s. It's gonna be it's just a runner. It's not an entire position, but the way the market is moving, I still want to see some sort of correction to the next level, which is around 1900. Will be interesting to watch because we don't have any news for today. heavy news.
Yeah, there's no heavy news. We've broken above 1886. Should be good till at least, you know, I'd say like 1892 here first.
Yeah. And then that area to the left, around the 1900s. That's my ultimate target.
Hey, if a candle leaves no wick at the top on a bullish trend, is it still no enter? That's correct. Because if a candle leaves with no wick, like right over here, it means there's no range, so it's a 50-50 chance, you know. And if you look at GJ, you know, my hunch was correct. Like these wicks are basically rejection wicks, so that's why I think we're seeing a rejection here. But whoever secured profits up over here, I think that was a very, very well done, because now GJ is trolling everybody. This is GJ trolling people now. So you see now in this area here, this is going to be a no trade. This range here, this will be a no trade range because this range is pretty small. A good trade range is going to be below 135.650 for it to continue bearish. Wow, man. Congratulations, whoever banked pips up over here. I'm not touching another trade at all now for the rest of the day. I'm done. I got one win, man. I'm going to talk about that win the whole day today.
This is the exact same setup that happened yesterday.
On GJ?
Yeah, on GJ.
Yeah. I didn't take it yesterday. I was like, I should have taken it.
What's your take on gold, Kivan?
You missed the entry off the 1 hour. But where Roger has it, technically should retest that level right there. I haven't traded gold in months, man, because I'm still not. The spread is too high for me still.
Oh wow. Yeah.
But I still have it up, still paper trading it by eye to let the spread cool off.
Okay.
Yeah, spreads are pretty up there with gold. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is, oh, nice. Gold, oh, whoa, entry down at 1850. Crazy. Oh, you have the same target up over here. I think you can also trail your stop loss here too. This is Euro USD, entered on bullish close over here, stops below here, waiting for support to form to do it again. Yep, that's perfect. Let's do it again and let's win it again. Oh, this is the tallest guy in the strip club. GU is still ranging, so this is a range in GU, which I would want to stay away from. Oh, this is a big 53 pip range, man. It's a pretty big range. Let's take a look at Euro JPY. Euro JPY also ended up moving bullish. Looking at the 4 hour, yeah, it's coming up. Hey, will you be looking for sells as it broke the support you drew on GJ? No, it didn't broke the support. And I'm not looking for sells. I took one trade. It was a buying trade. I took that trade. I won the trade and that's it. I'm not looking for any more trades. Because, you know, I won a trade, man. I won a trade, and if I end my day with a losing trade, wow, oh man, I'm gonna be pissed. So I won a trade and I'm done for the day. I'm not gonna try to enter another trade. I'm not gonna look for another entry or position, nothing. Unless I see something which is really, really sticking out for me below 135.640, that's something I'm gonna enter. But other than that, I don't really give a shit what's happening over here. This is just a range over here now, very small range over here. So trust me, if you're looking at the 5-minute time frame or 15-minute time frame, no matter how you can justify yourself to take a trade, this is a small range, a very small range. Oh, look at this. I just got my magic keys. Best money I spent this year. Oh, wow, man. Interesting. I think you need to read the... You know, one question I get from people all the time when they get magic keys is like, hey, man, I press the open calc button and nothing happens. Nothing happens because no one reads the troubleshooting guide that comes with magic keys. No one does it. I don't know why. It's like when you buy furniture which you have to assemble yourself and you try to assemble it without looking at the manual. I mean, it just makes no sense, man. Like, we're all intelligent people, so I think we should be looking at those documents.
Shots fired. I ended up figuring it out last night. I had to just bypass the firewall, so that was my problem.
If anyone is in this gold trade, secure some profits. Don't let the entire money on the table.
Oh, wow.
Secure some because you may have a rejection at around 18, 19. So, you know, don't be greedy. Secure some and enjoy your profits.
Oh, someone donated $5. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for the knowledge. Thank you for showing up, man. It's because of people like you that these streams are gaining so much momentum. Alright. If this candle closes below 135.750, will it be coming back into the range? Also, would a valid sell be below 135.650 to go bearish? Yes, I think this is going to be a valid sell here because this is a bigger range. This is almost like a 20 pip range. This is not a big range. This is like 13-14 pip range. Okay, what's this? Fake out back below 136, testing 136, 4-hour low, sell stop over here, daily low. Okay, so here we have a bearish idea over here. So basically you're waiting for price to break below 135.620 over here for price to continue down. I think that makes sense too, right? So you're anticipating the 4-hour to break below the low of the previous one and to continue bearish. Yep, let's see what happens here. Do you have a hit rate of how many of your students become full-time traders after your mentorship? It's not about how many people are becoming full-time traders. It's about how many want to become full-time traders. Some people don't want to become full-time traders. I have guys here who are good traders. They're making consistent money, but they're still working at their jobs, you know, because they love what they do. So that's a very subjective scenario. But what I can say is that even though your profitability is going to come later on, but what's going to happen is you will be masters in managing risk. That's something I can guarantee. That managing risk, man, you're going to understand how to manage risk. Because if you can manage risk now, your profits are going to look bigger later on. Let's take a look at this GBPCAD position over here. So we have, if this current candle closes bearish, it's a bad entry because we have two rejection wicks on the left, right. I think this could be still some sort of, I think if you look on the 15-minute right over here, there could be a low forming on the 15-minute. So I think a break of that low could maybe give you confidence for price to continue further bearish. Ooh, what's this? Bullish throughout. Took buys after the 1-hour candle closed bullish above support, closed 75% at the top of the wick. Still in the trade right now is, oh man, I think you have 25% still running and you're going to close it once the candle closes bearish. That's good. You know, to me, if I was in this trade, I would have put my stops at break even. That's what I would have done. Because if I'm securing 75%, this means I have secured money from the market. And once I've secured money from the market, I don't want to give that away. So I'm a very cautious trader, extremely cautious trader. One thing I suggest is journaling trades. I looked at about 60 trades and noticed all my flaws. It's been almost 2 weeks now and I feel more confident, and I've never felt as I'm a new trader. That's beautiful. Hey Raja, I just made 1% of my balance today. I made €2 off my huge $200 account. I just started trading on a live account. Wish me luck. Thank you, thank you. Well, I think you should wish yourself luck, because the moment you overtrade is the point where you lose all your profits. Will there be a refresher this weekend? No, there was a refresher this past weekend on Saturday. So the next one is going to be after this weekend. I'm actually busy this weekend, so that's why. EJ went bullish but gave no confirmations. Yes, gave no confirmations. I think the more you look at the candles closing with no wicks at the top, the more you're going to get more experience in it, right? Because my rule is that when a candle is closing with no wick on the top, this basically means there's no range and there's a 50-50 chance that price will go up or go down, right? But the more you look at it, you can kind of like skew that probability in your favor as well in this situation here. Because, even though the candle closed bullish, it closed bullish with no wick on the top, but also with a big rejection. So I think this could have warranted price going further bullish. Something to note. Like, this is why I say that, hey, listen, if you're going to look at something, if you're going to hear something on the live stream, make sure you see it happen at least 20 times. So then you can create your own bias, because whatever I talk about here is based on what I have seen, I have experienced, so sometimes it can be wrong as well. So who knows? What's the difference between the gulag and the Zoom gulag? There's no such thing as Zoom gulag. The Zoom is where players are playing in the game. The gulag is where you're in the gulag, So that's basically what's going on. So if you look at this 30-minute candle closed below the support. This means that the buys are invalid at this time because the candle closed below support. We look at the 1 hour candle. 1 hour candle is also bearish. It hasn't closed yet. Looking at the 15-minute also closing below this area over here. So yeah, buys are invalid at this point. So whoever took profits here, just be happy. You had a winning trade. And I guess if I was looking for sells, I would look for sells below 135.650 because this is a bigger range over here. And also we got New York Open coming up in like 30 minutes, so we'll see what happens here. Can I flip a small account using this impulse technique? No, you cannot flip accounts. I think we should all kind of like move away from this idea of flipping accounts. I mean, that's not realistic, right? Something I said, Kervin, hey Kervin, you want to have my login ID and try to flip my account? What's your preference percentage close on close custom? Close custom, I set it at 80%. Yeah. on 80%. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This chart came from the Gulag. This is, took a trade at the break of the 15-minute high. Again, took an impulse entry based on a 15-minute time frame, which is a weak confirmation time frame, so you paid the price. Because you look at the weak confirmation time frame, especially for impulse entries, that is super, super, super bad. Super bad. Super duper bad. I just lost $600 yesterday trading gold. I don't have more money. I think then you should have been ready not to lose $600, right?
Oh man. In one day.
Hey man, I had $2,000 to my name and I lost it all yesterday. Wow, I just can't. I don't know, man. I mean, if you had $600, you should have said the most I want to lose is $100. You know, should have just
You
stopped.
should have got to Vegas with 600. At least you're gonna have some drinks, you know.
Yeah, or maybe win at the roulette table. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
You know, I'm actually pretty lucky at roulette, Kervin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my numbers are 30. I always put bet on 30.
Oh wow.
30 and then 20s.
Euros.
Yeah. Yeah. And if there's an Asian playing at the table, oh my God, I'm following that Asian person. Because you know what they do? Sometimes they have this notepad and they're like scribbling on the notepad and like calculating numbers and probabilities. And like, all right, all right.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Roger, I had a question for you. Like when it came to you getting the job with the oil rigs, right? Did you need like some type of credentials to get your job, or like was it just straight I applied and I kept applying until I got the job?
Yeah, so basically first thing you need is, so while you're working in the oil and gas, you need a oil and gas certification. It is called the H2S. It's called the H2S training. It's an in-person training. So there's a online course which you can do, and there's an in-person course which you can do. The in-person course is the one you should do. It's for 2 days or 3 days. So that's the first thing which they see on your resume, that if you have the H2S training or not. This is for hydrogen sulfide training.
And that's the same thing in the US?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah, the US needs it as well.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's in the US.
I need some more cash flow.
Yeah, man, oil and gas. I mean, I needed cash flow. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go oil and gas. I went in the rigs. Great money. A lot of work, but man, it's like you put down the work and you get paid. Like working 91 hours a week, like for 2 weeks straight, man, it's crazy. Wow, see, look at this. The cells. This range is a very dangerous range over here. Whoever's trying to trade in this range over here, man, you're playing a dangerous game in this range. This is the Russian roulette over here. Your clean ranges are right over here, and your clean ranges are down over here. So if you look at the 30-minute closed bearish, but if you look on the 1 hour, 1 hour didn't close bearish, right? 1 hour didn't close at that time. So I know some people had their stop losses below the 1 hour candle, and you know, some people trade based on the 1 hour. So this is where you're still in the trade based on the 1 hour, because it's still respecting the low, the candle's still open. What's this? Oh, Hard Rock Cafe. Oh, I've seen this in Burner's stories. This Hard Rock Cafe. Wow, this is crazy. Never knew it was this nuts in person. I never secured profits on GJ. I took a buy and went up, never secured. Should I still hold? I think that's something you need to ask yourself. Should you still hold? I'm not sure about that. My first ever chart sent to the Gulag. What do you think? Thank you for your help and knowledge. All right. First time sender, long time listener. Let's take a look at this chart. Only concern would be this wick. You got a 50 pip range. You got GBPUSD waiting for a break and close below support. We'll wait for a resistance to form below to take a trade. Okay, it looks good. I think if it forms support over here, I think you can have a buy for price going up as well. Something to look at the same time too. What's this? Let's take a look at this. This is a loss over here. Let's see. Let's take a look at this trade here. This is, I entered a buy in impulse entry. Again, impulse entries on 15-minute. People losing left, right, and center. I don't know. Should I take 10 pips and break even or close 90% at 10 pips? Oh, okay. Actually, oh, this was a loss or this was a win? Oh, it's a loss. And you didn't take profits. I think the lesson you can learn from here is to secure profits. You know, I'm always securing profits, man. I am, if you're going to see me in a trade and I'm running in profits, you better believe I'm securing profits. I am just, I don't know, man. I just love myself when I secure profits. I love it. It's a strange love, but man, you got to love yourself for securing profits. Because those profits you can withdraw, it comes to your bank account. You can use that money to buy milk, diapers, like food. You can take your friends out for dinner. You can buy something for your wife with that money. But if you're in profits and you go in a loss and you haven't secured profits, guess what? You're not getting any withdrawal, you know, and then you're buying nothing. And you're just depositing money. I don't even remember the last time I deposited money in my account. I think this was like last year sometime I deposited money in my account. Because why? Because I'm always securing. Because if I'm securing, my balance keeps increasing. You know, if my balance is increasing, then there's no point for me to deposit. Why is Curvin here? This came from the Gulag.
What happened?
I don't know. Someone asked, why is Curvin here? Yeah, it's like how many hours did you work on the rigs? How much time did you spend at home? I worked 91 hours a week, and at home I spent maybe like, I don't know, like I would go home maybe for about 3 days out of the month, 3 or 4 days out of the month. So you should be willing to miss birthdays, willing to miss your kids, miss your wife, miss your parents, everything. Like anniversaries, holidays, you're missing out on all of that for money. You know, I did that for about a year and I looked at myself, I'm like, man, listen, I've been missing out on a lot of things for money. It means I've been exchanging like the memories with money, you know. So when I came back here, I saw some of my friends were working in door to door and they're making the same amount of money, and I was like, okay, perfect. Now I can basically make the same amount working less and being home every night. So I did that, and then on Instagram I saw someone making even more than me and working even less time, you know. And that to me, I was like, wow, this is even crazier. Now I have the opportunity to make more money and working less, you know. And now when I look at my profits for today, all right, let me just take a look at this over here. This was like $823 in 5 minutes. You know, so came from working 91 hours a week, now down to working 12 hours a week, almost making the same amount. You know, so that was the goal. But the main thing was risk management, I think. All right, looks like people are taking second buys here on GBPJPY, and let's just wait for this candle to close here. Oh, okay. Okay, newer highs and higher lows created. Arrow is pointing over here. I don't know what's going on over here, but I guess this arrow is cross-eyed. That's why it's looking to the other side. Set of candles passing previous resistance at 136 area over here. Okay, you're expecting this to continue moving bullish. Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you look on the 15-minute candle, 15 minutes closing bullish over here, it's pretty messy, so we're going to stick to the 30-minute time frame. 30-minute candle, if it closes bullish in the next 16 minutes, I think the volume for New York can push price further bullish to fill this wick and eventually towards 136.100. I think that's a very, very good target here for today. Wow, man. You know what's hilarious? It's funny, when we started the live streams, everyone said it's a bad idea, you know, and it was only one New York live streams. Now, with me, there are 3 other live streams that started. We are the innovators. When switch brokers, how much will you start with? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Probably like 30,000, 40,000. We'll see. 5,000 probably. I don't know. Haven't really decided yet. I'm gonna take a. I'm gonna like so most of my money is in Vantage. That's something I'm going to be withdrawing at the end of November. December, I'm not going to trade. December, I'm going to take a month off, but we're still going to do live streams because, you know, I really like to do live streams. So we're going to do live streams anyway. And then from January, I'm going to deposit. And then we're going to continue on from there. I think I'm going to, like, I have 2 options. You know, like, realistically, I have money in Trader's Domain and I have money in Blackpool Markets. So we'll see what happens. Too early to decide yet. I think the time for me to decide is going to be a day before, or like 2 days before I start trading.
Raja, if you take a look at gold, will you consider this based on the 15 minutes as a fake out? Or not yet? You want to see a 30-minute candle closing?
Yeah, not yet, not yet. Because the previous one, it kind of like rejected this level.
Yeah, because, yeah. Okie dokie.
Yeah, it rejected that level. GJ 30-minute candle is also closing bullish here. It seems like it did a little bit of like, you know, there was a support formed, and then it did a little bit of a mini fake out over here, and now coming back up over here to close. If it's coming up here to close, I think it's going to have a NY open, should push it bullish. If this 30-minute candle closes bullish, would be another opportunity for buys. There will be another opportunity for buys, but am I going to take that buys? I'm not sure yet. I'll have to wait for this 30-minute candle to close first. it's really important for me to wait for this 30-minute candle to close. But if I take another buy, that's going to be me being greedy. So if someone's looking to take another buy, I would say maybe reduce risk, you know, or maybe not risk what you risked in your first trade. This last week watching London live streams, saw a trade with Monty and I noted he's not very aggressive. Well, it comes with age too, right? Monty's almost 70 years old, so he can't be aggressive.
Oh my god.
He's gonna have a heart attack, man.
You.
Ooh,
Man,
Monty.
if he's listening to you, that's gonna be bad.
He's not here. Someone asked a really good question. Why reduce risk if setup is good? If you've taken a winning trade, right? Let's say I won a trade over here. And if I don't reduce my risk on the second trade, and if that second trade ends up being a losing trade, now I'm going to feel like a dumbass because I've lost the profits from the first trade. But if I'm going to reduce my risk in the second trade, now maybe I'm not going to lose the whole profits and I maybe be risking maybe 50% of the profits or 40% of the profits. So as you start taking more and more trades, you're reducing risk. You know, when you go into trade one is okay, whatever. You go into trade two, you're reducing risk. Trade three, you're reducing risk. Most times, man, people do the opposite. You know, they take a trade, it's a losing trade, they double up the risk. You know, and then they double up the risk.
More positions and more positions.
Yeah, man, like it's crazy. So, just wondering, does Blackpool Markets accept US clients? No. If you're living in the US, you need to go with someone, either with a brokerage that has like really strong regulations, or go with a broker which is mostly like crypto in crypto out broker.
Sink or swim.
Yes. Or Traders Domain. Traders Domain is a pretty good broker too. All right, let's take a look at this chart. This is GJ. Support formed during London, okay. Support formed at NY. Support forming at NY Open, okay, agree with that. This was a fake out. No trade range, small range over here. Sells below this area, okay, I like that. Can look for a buy if support form, as there will be volume when New York opens filling the wicks. Yes, that is absolutely true. You know, last night I was in my bed and I was thinking about how I'm going to open up a LLC in Delaware here probably and pay less tax and have the address there and then still be able to trade on whichever broker I want because I live in Canada. It's a win-win situation to being Canadian. Win-win. Yeah, the only reason I'm going for that is to just pay less taxes, man. I'm gonna get chewed out on taxes this year. I was thinking about opening a broker with... Oh, what? I was thinking of opening a broker with Hugo's Way or Traders Domain. Any opinions on this? I think you meant account, right? So, yeah. Yeah, Delaware has one of the lowest tax rates ever. I've been thinking about this Delaware thing for a long time, but yesterday I was listening to this song. I don't know if you guys heard the song. It's called, the song is by Lil Dicky. And this song is called, what's it called? It's about money. It's about, yeah, Save That Money. The song is called Save That Money. And there was a verse in that song. It says that, why my corporation in Delaware when I live in California, something like that. So I was like, oh, this makes sense. This makes sense. That's where I got that Save That Money lyrics. All right, to go through the lyrics. Oh yeah, right here. I'm not in Cali. Why the F my company in Delaware? Because less sales tax, man. You have special companies that care for your paperwork. Yeah, I found a agent for that. So there are a lot of workarounds you can do. So it's going to be done. Traders domain don't accept Canadian clients. Yes. So if you're in the US or in the Canada and you're trying to sign up with Traders domain, instead of choosing a country, in that country thing, just choose crypto and it shall work out for you. Do we have to pay taxes in the UK? Might be a stupid question. Well, I think it's 80%, no, 70%. It's kind of like a dumb question. But hey, don't they teach that in school in the UK about taxes?
Obviously not.
Obviously not. I don't know. There is some tax there in the UK. There is some tax. Someone told me there's no tax on like your capital gains, like your currencies or stuff like that. So it's straight profits.
Raya, you're moving to Delaware soon? So you're looking for houses over there?
Yeah,
I mean,
actually...
for 1,000 square feet, $300,000 is, it's amazing.
Yeah,
it's cheap.
Shoot, the house that I just purchased was what, 2,800 square feet. Cost me a little bit under 600.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you live in Atlanta, Georgia, like right side of Atlanta, like Duluth and like Peachtree, Connors, it's like if you could buy like a 5,000, 6,000 square foot house for like 550, 600,000.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Man, my house is 850,000 for 2,000 square feet.
Jeez.
I feel like I got ripped off now.
But Roger, your house looks way bigger than mine, man.
Yeah, we Canadians, we know how to build houses that look bigger, you know?
Come on, man.
Yeah, Canadians, man.
Good thing is you guys have a lot of space to build.
Yeah, that's true. All right, look at this. Candle's about to close in 4 minutes. It's closing bullish. I think if it's going to close bullish, New York Open should continue moving it bullish. And we might see a surprise entry by Mac here then at that point. Mac's going to come in and say, hey, I'm in buys. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is gold. Oh, gold chart. 4 hour, fill the wicks to the left. Entry once 4 hour flips bullish with stop loss below. Okay, I think at that point you're mostly looking at this area to hold. 1886. If this area holds, oh wow, look at that. Yeah, it's not holding. Gold is like coming all the way down. Gold is coming back in confusion over here. GJ is also about to close bullish in 4 minutes. So we shall wait. What's this? Wait till you go to Singapore and pay $500,000 for a 90 square meter public housing. Well, in Singapore, people aren't that big anyway, so I mean, makes sense, right? Just joking. Do you avoid all zones just to trade ranges? Basically, when this candle is closing bullish, there's a probability, right? Now, when this is closing bullish, what's the probability that the next candle is going to just drop down and break the support? right? And then you're saying that, okay, what's the probability that the candle is going to continue moving bullish? So those are two probabilities you're measuring. I think for the next candle to continue bullish with NY open volume, there's a very high probability for that to happen. For the next candle to just drop, break the support and continue dropping, I think the probability for that to happen is, I think it's extremely low. You know, so you're always thinking about probabilities. Do you trade on days when the quarter ends? No. Like tomorrow, 30 September, when do you not trade bank holidays? No, I don't care about quarter ends. I trade on the 30-minute time frame, not on the weekly or quarterly time frames. Do you think my next 4 hour is a good? Well, your next 4 hour is good unless if you have the stop loss below the previous 4 hour candle. So if you're looking on the 4 hour, I think your 4 hour buy is good if you're looking for a stop loss down over here. But if you're looking for this area right over here, you're looking at the smaller time frames now, right? You're looking at this area here, so you're looking at the small time frames to see when there was a support formed in this area, which was, let's go to the 30-minute time frame. So you're basically looking right over here. Right, so basically you're expecting price to come down, create a support in 1883, and then continue moving up. Any advice on having a CPA on a retainership basis? Will it be better in the long run? I have a CPA on a retainership. I pay them $400 a month, and I think it's a good idea. I mean, if you're making, I think if your income is over 200,000. Then I think it's a good idea to have a CPA on a retainership basis. CPA is an accountant. Like if you're doing more than like 200,000, more than like 250, then I think it's a good idea.
And you said you pay around 500 a month for yours, right, Roger?
Yeah, I pay him like 400 a month.
Awesome.
Yeah, so he looks at all my expenses. Like he's on the phone. Whenever I want him, I can call him. If I'm going to buy something, I can call him and ask him, you know, what's the best way to do this to, you know, save on taxes and stuff like that. Because in the beginning, I didn't have someone on retainership, and at the end of the year, we had to do the taxes, and it'll be a hassle all the time.
Does he do your taxes for you as well, or you file your taxes with like a tax attorney?
Oh no, everything. Everything. He does everything for me. He files my taxes, he files my personal taxes, files taxes for my wife, everything.
That's amazing for 400 a month.
Oh yeah, man, like it's stress-free now. He knows. Okay, so before we talk about that, look at this candle close with no wick on the top. This usually means there's no range for the next candle to go up, but since there is overwhelming possibilities that this candle can continue moving bullish, especially when we look on the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour candle has actually formed support. Candles have made higher highs and higher lows to continue bullish. So I think there's a very high possibility for this candle to continue bullish as well. I'm not executing a trade here because I've already executed a trade before. So I'm just gonna be a cheerleader and kind of like spectate it. Continue bullish.
Cheer golden because gold is dropping his pants.
Wow, man, crazy. There was no retest here.
No, I was expecting that not closing as a fake up, to be honest.
Yeah. Wow, look at that move. Just dropped in a minute. In 1 minute, this thing dropped like what, 27 pips. Are you still looking for buys even though this 30-minute ran so high for GJ? It's still valid. The buys are still valid here. I'm not taking buys at this point because I already took my trades in the morning. But this is still a valid trade. I mean, your stop is going to be 13, 14 pips. If you look on the 15 minute have made higher highs, higher lows. So when 15 minute has made higher highs, higher lows, and your stop is below the 30-minute candle right over here, this means that now you have opportunity to manage risk if it goes in a drawdown, right? Because if your stop is down over here, and if this candle breaks the low at this point, then you could basically, you know, close 50%, manage risk because you have that opportunity. And now when you look on the 1 hour, if you take the trade based on a 1 hour time frame, I think this is just screaming for it to continue moving bullish. What's the best amount to start with? Best amount to start trading with is the amount which you don't care if you lose it. That's the best amount to start with. Yeah, man, having an accountant is really important. Like, that guy sees everything I spend. Like, he has access to all my bank statements, my transactions, everything.
This the new guy, Raja?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a new guy. He looked at my bank statements and he sees these big deposits come in, you know? And he's like, what do you do?
You sell drugs?
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. Any advice on ways to improve psychology? Yeah, just take 1 to 2 trades a day, you know, and post charts. Post charts, take 1 to 2 trades a day, and that's it. I mean, don't take another trade after you win a trade. I mean, look, I'm not taking a trade, even though I knew it's going to go up. I'm not executing a trade at all. I have my hands like this on my table, literally. Like, look, I'll show you in the camera. Oh wow! Oh, this is a good view here for the webcam. This is how my hands are, just like this. Yeah, I'm just watching.
Looks good.
Yeah. Let me bring it down further. Show my table. Oh, crazy, man! I can show my table now. This is the mouse I don't use.
The thing is, people are gonna be looking for you when you place the trade.
Yeah, this is my magic keys right here, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, gold is still dropping here.
Yeah.
What caused this drop? Oh, expected.
Pre-New York. It's a New York pullback.
Expected inflation rate for September 2020, it's going in negative. Wow. Closing partials on GJ securing 9 pips. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Someone's securing profits here in GJ. I feel like as a swing trader, it's easier to take 1 trade a day because it can take long to play out. I personally feel as a scalper, it's really easy to take 1 trade a day when you know that you're going to win or lose a trade in 15 to 20 minutes and call it a day. Because, you know, a time can come in the future where you're spending 15 to 20 minutes on a trade and you're making enough money to live off of in 15, 20 minutes. I think that's the goal. I mean, if you can make a lot of money in the small amount of time, I think that's what we should focus on. I think that's where our long-term plans should be. Like, how can I make the most money in the least amount of time? So, yeah, just chilling. Oh, wow, man, gold is still dropping. This 4 hours coming back down. Yo, Kervin, if the 4 hour candle closes below 1883 or 1880, yeah.
Yeah, trust me, man, it's going to hell.
Yeah, it's going to hell at that point. Oof. Look at that.
Looks
call.
like the fake out played really good on gold. fake out on 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, I guess congratulations again to people who took the buys on GJ and they're kind of like securing positions here and anticipating it to continue moving bullish. You know, whoever was in gold and they were in buys on gold, this is what gold came out with. This. Gold came out with a big stick. Gold said, you want to take buys? Okay. Alright, let's go back. I took that trade, gained some pips, but I want to know, how did you know it's going to go up? Please explain. I explained it like 2 times. Explained it 2 times. The only problem is that there are a lot of wicks over here, which is why price keeps rejecting. Because look, this candle came over here, rejected it. This candle came over here, almost to the wick fill, got rejected. So, you know, it's going to get pretty hard at this point. Gold is also doing its thing over here. Gold is basically confused. Either it's doing like a deep retest to continue up, or it's just doing one of those arranging moves before NFP. Hey, is it still trading the one of your business you enjoy the most? Or at this stage you find yourself enjoying other businesses' activities more? I think at this stage I'm moving more into property development. That's what's happening. Because the more money you accumulate, you start looking for other things to do, right? Like trading for me is like, what, maybe like 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day, and then that's it, you know? And I found myself, I was getting bored. So I'm moving into property development here slowly. So that's why we're changing the structure of the mentorship for the next year, because, you know, I won't have time to really like, you know, mentor new people coming in next year. I mean, what we can do, but other than that, it's just going to be moving into property development. I don't know if the trade is going to come up or not, but I'm proud about it. It wasn't my planned setup, and I didn't take it. It's a very valuable you're teaching here. Oh, nice, man. Just gotta be careful. Careful with profits. Don't overtrade. Don't over risk. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is EJ. As long as price don't go below 123.500, I'm looking for buys. I'm waiting also support to form. Let's take a look at your GPY over here. So we've made a high at 123.700. 30-minute also is creating like some sort of resistance here. Looking on the 15-minute created a minor support. It's kind of like breaking to come down. I think if it does come down, and if you see a support forming, I think there's going to be a very good opportunity for price to continue up, to possibly retest this high over here. All right, I'm gonna be right back. Gonna get some coffee, gonna get some food. Oh, I got free coffee. I got free coffee at my house. Come through. We have 4 types of different coffees. We got the Cuban coffee, we got the dark roast, we got the McDonald's coffee, all kinds of coffee. Kervin, look who's in the chat. Look who's in the YouTube chat. What's my spread on GJ? It's 1.6.
Oh man, no man. I just saw that.
Yeah, you saw that, right? Crazy, hilarious. Wow. Looks like, I wonder if gold did a deep pullback, just like it normally does. I wonder if that's a deep pullback. Because if the next 30-minute candle breaks to have the previous one, then we're continuing to move up on gold. Something to watch, something to see. Like a lot of things, you know, like I watch, I know something's going to happen and I don't execute, I just watch. Simply just watching. I think not trading and just watching, that's really, really important at the same time, you know? Like that's how you practice discipline, because you know, like throughout the day, a lot of people send me a lot of charts, and some charts they send are like pretty good trade ideas, you know, and I don't execute on them, but they're good trade ideas. It's just good to watch. Hey, is VantageFX a reliable broker? Yes. Raja sir, which broker you use? VantageFX. I'm using raw spread. Commission is killing me. I think the only reason commission is killing you is because you're over trading. Because like, you know, when you open a trade, let's say if I open a trade on a one lot, I'm gonna get charged like $7 in commission. But if I'm opening 10 trades, 10 one lots during the day, then now I'm paying $70 in commission. Even though if I'm closing the trades at break even, I'm still negative $70 because that's what I'm paying in commission. So I think whoever is getting a lot of commission, I think you need to really lower down your trades. You know, maybe take like 2 trades a day or 1 trade a day. You can take different positions in one trade idea, but like different trade ideas, right? Just focus on 1 or 2 trade ideas. Oh yeah, I was muted all this time. Okay, awesome. So basically this area is pretty important right over here on the 15-minute, because we had rejections here, so we're not sure if there's going to be rejection here and we might start ranging here or what, you know, so we'll have to wait. Yeah. Yeah, man. Someone asked, MT4 is better than MT5. I'm not sure if that's a question or a statement. So we're not sure. How to read doji in a trend market. High and low or open and close. Oh, how to read a doji in this market. The thing is, if we get a doji candle closing in a trending market, like let's say if price is trending up and we have clean candles here, and let's say, for hypothetically speaking, that price is going to fill these wicks, and you get a doji forming, a doji basically means that candle opened and closed at the same time, right? So if you take a look at this area right over here, if you take a look at this doji at this point, we can see that it opened at the bottom and it closed at the top. So if you look at the price, you know, so it opened at like 135, you know, like 500, and closed at like 135, 509, so almost at the same price. So whenever you have a doji forming, that basically means that time frame was a write-off, right? Nothing really happened in that time frame, because whenever you're looking at price moving during time frames, you're expecting it to move from one point to another point, right? From point A to point B. But when it's not even moving in that point, then that means that was basically write-off. So you can see this doji formed basically. So if you just cover this doji like this, cover it like this, and there we go. Now these candles make sense, right? If you just remove the doji here. This is something I'm looking at as well, you know, in terms of probability. I've been seeing this a lot of times, where in trends you're going to have a doji, and then the next candle, like normally doji would mean a reversal or indecision basically, and the next one would just, like, you know, continue the trend. So that's something I'm basically looking at as well. So yeah, let's see what happens. Do you consider the high and the low it created? Yes. Yeah. So if a doji is going to create a higher and a low, then I'm going to keep that into account if I'm going to take a trade based off of the next candle. Yeah, see right over here as well. So 30-minute was a doji right over here. 30-minute was the doji, next one moved up, but now we got to break this doji down onto the 15-minute, right? So this was yesterday actually. Yeah, I can't find it. Oh, right over here. Yeah, it was right over here. So next 15-minute moved up, and next one continued up, because, you know, this basically meant resistance. This went bullish, broke resistance. Next one, you know, probably due to make higher highs and higher lows, and boom, boom, boom. I think on the 5-minute you can see it much better over here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look, see over here. Yeah, this looks garbage, whatever. Let's go to our chart from today. Do you watch the weekly open and close halos? I don't know what halos is, but sometimes, you know, like if you look at the weekly, right? If you look at the monthly here, this monthly candle, take a look at this. This monthly candle is closing above. Now this is a very, very important area right over here, because this is a resistance which was formed where the May candle rejected, and then the June candle broke above it, and then basically came down and closed below it. This candle closed above it. This candle went bullish, so this candle is coming down. So if this is like a retest for the next candles to continue bullish, I think monthly candle needs to close above 135, you know, like 135, 100, 135, 300, 400. It needs to close above that area. So if we look at the weekly time frame right over here, we see that the weekly candle, if it closes bullish, this basically means that, hey, it formed this weekly support. And the next, like, I mean, if you saw this on the 30-minute time frame, wouldn't you agree that the probability of the next candle to form is something like this? Let's say here, let me just bring my rectangle here. Like, to form is like something like this. This just makes visually, this just makes sense. And this is all what my trading is. I mean, if I see this on the 30-minute or the 1 hour, I'm like, okay, yeah, guys, okay. So candle closed bullish, candle broke the high of the previous candle, and there's a high probability for the next candle to go up. So I'm going to take a buy. So it's just Tuesday here, right? Yeah, it's just Tuesday, and this weekly candle hasn't closed yet. It's just Tuesday, so there's we don't know how this weekly candle is going to close. But basically, if it would have closed like that, then would have been pretty good. Man, Shane Cackett is going ham over here. Just gotta calm down a little bit. What's this? Most boring stream ever. Yeah, man, the price is just ranging at this point. So there's nothing much happening. There we go. Candle closed. 30-minute candle closed a doji candle. So we were talking about dojis. We have a candle closing doji. We have a support forming right over here. Yeah, I guess if we break above this resistance here, let's take a look at that on the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, man, that's the resistance here. If we break above, break and close, I would want to see a break and close above here for price to continue moving up back to 136, 150. Looking on the 30-minute like this, 1 hour is still open. 1 hour still bullish, so you can possibly put your trust into the 1 hour candle. Your GBPJPY still bullish. Let's look at the 15-minute. 15 minutes also approaching like a minor resistance at this point. I think if you're in your GBPJPY, your stops should be at like below the 15-minute. Want to purchase Magic Keys. It's out of stock at the moment. Could you give any inside information? Well, if it's out of stock, then that means it is what it is. Let's see here. Market's very different from yesterday. Yes. So the only trade I had was this buy earlier on in the morning around 7 a.m. This lasted for about how long? How long was this trade? This trade was about, I'd say like 8 minutes, maybe 8 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes. So I made $100 a minute over there for that trade, right? That's a good way to justify your time. I mean, what, was in the stream for about 40 minutes, took a trade, lasted 8 minutes, and that's it.
Nice.
Yeah. But like at the same time, you start by making $50 a day, like $30 a day. That's where you start. You start from there and it grows quick, like if you're consistent. I can guarantee you people who've been taking 1 or 2 trades a day for about month and a half, if they haven't been winning, they haven't been losing either. Like you've just been at break even. But the only time you've lost is when you've over traded and you've over risked. That's it. There is no other reason. Because you're bored, you're looking at the charts, that's why. So be careful. I hit you with a stick. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, one should be looking to make 1 correct decision a day. 1 winner a day is enough to pay the bills. Yes, that's true. A time comes where it becomes true. Oh wow, man, gold is dropping there. Wow. So strong. Look at that 15 minutes. Made a low, coming up, coming down. Crazy. Possible wick fill on gold? Well, the way it's moving, yeah, I feel like it's going to fill the wick and move further beyond that area. I keep missing trades like this when in a trend and momentum. How could I have executed? Let's take a look here. This is Euro AUD downtrend after daily, weekly, monthly resistance. Also missed this move. However, I've identified how it could have entered after close. Yeah, I think you need to look at how you could have entered right over here, you know, at this candle right over here. But this would have been a little bit of a risky trade here too. You know, so the more you see it, the more you justify how you could have entered the trade, the better you're going to get with your confidence in executing it one day. So just look at these trades and just look at them and say, okay, you know what? One day I'm going to get you. One day. Oh wow, crazy move over here. Coming straight down to 1881.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I still said the same thing. One day I'm gonna get you. One day I'm gonna get you.
Yeah. And then you get it one day.
Yeah.
Like, man, when Brexit was new, every other day I would see a Brexit move. And I'd be like, wow, one day I'm going to get this Brexit move. One day it happened, man. I had a 5 lot. I made like 8,000 on that because it kept running. That was a Brexit move. I'm gonna get ya.
Like in March, I remember I saw a couple moves on gold, and you know, gold was moving really wild. I mean, making 100 and 200 pips in 15-minute candles. So one day I was watching at the charts and I saw that breakout. And usually gold, when they do the breakout, they come back, retest, and then consolidate. And after a couple hours or so, they start breaking up or breaking down again. So in March, gold was doing those crazy moves, and I'm not used to take those impulsive moves. So I saw a couple times gold doing the same thing. So I remember I was trading during Asian session around 2:30 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning, and I saw gold ripping down, and I said, okay, I'm gonna place a sell stop, and you know, take profit. It's gonna be around 100 pips. So man, I think I sent you guys to the chat the screenshot. The trade lasted like I think it was 7 seconds or something like that for a 100 pip move on gold. And after that, I said, wow, man, I have seen this move happening around this time. I'm gonna take it. So one day I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then once you get it, then you start heading it over and over and over again.
I mean, basically, you just wait for that same move.
Yeah. Oh, wow, look at that. Broke it and continued further bearish.
Yeah.
Crazy. At one moment, we thought it's going to continue moving bullish, and now the entire candle, man, turned bearish.
Yeah, and you said it. I mean, by the time the 4 hours start forming like this, it's gonna rip all the way down. It's going to hell.
Holy. Oh, GU analysis. I need advice. All right. Let's give you advice. Okay, waiting for price to break and retest out of the box. That's correct. Zones are correct. I think you need to zoom in a little bit more on your... Oh shit, look at that. 1877.
Wow.
Damn. Crazy.
God damn.
Look at these candles. 36 pip big 5-minute candle. Check out this next one. Next one is 30 pips. Holy. Ted is pressing the button over there in the background.
Yeah, low key, man. Now this is crazy.
Oh,
So are we heading to the 1870s?
oh yeah. Like this is a big liquidity zone over here where it's entering right now.
Yeah, I mean, but usually gold make these pullbacks within New York session, and you know, but the way it's forming right now, it's just scary. It looks like it's gonna break that 1878, and then 1875. But man, there's must be something happening.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mine just woke up too, Roger.
Oh yes.
I had to go tuck her back in just now.
Yeah, this is the time to wake up right now. You know, get up at this time, let them nap for about half an hour in the afternoon, an hour, and then the night goes just right.
Perfect every night around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That's it.
All right. You see when gold is moving like this, I think this is where like a lot of like traders get trapped at this point. You know, when it's moving really fast, it's like quick movements, like 15 pips here, 20 pips there. You're more inclined to be like, okay, let me just take this trade, or let me just take this buy, let me take this sell. You know, you're going to draw down, and yeah, that's where all those things start to happen. We can look on GJ here too. It's just rejecting this area now. I mean, now it's just going to range over here. Now it's in a range. Someone said baked Raja Banks. No, Raja Banks does not get baked. Raja Banks is sober all the time. I think one really bad habit that some people have here is that when they're trading, or when they're trying to trade, when they're trying to look for analysis in the morning or at night or whenever they're trying to trade, I think like there's a I don't know, like I don't have the right word to say it, but like I think some people think it's cool to like smoke weed and come through the charts and be like, hey, you know, we're like the ganja prophets team or something like that. Like, I mean, those things don't work. Those things don't work. You can't be stoned and looking at the charts and trying to find a trade because, yeah, man, I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Chilling, taking trades and winning trades. You know what I'm saying? No, that does not work. That does not work. You have to be completely focused. You know what I do in the morning? I wake up in the morning, I go have some water, and then I eat an apple. You know, like half an apple. If I have no apples, then I'm gonna have a banana. We have bananas all the time, so yeah, that's good. Have a banana, have some water, and it's a bless, you know. Get the body ready, because once you eat an apples are acidic, you know, so it kind of like shocks the body and you wake up.
Like, wake up, man.
Yeah. No more mangoes. No, mango season is done. It's done, so have to cut down on mango juice too, because I was getting a little chunky over there, you know, with all that sugar. With all that sugar, I was getting some baby fat. Black box trading as a guest on Friday. I don't know who that person is. I think I've seen him, but I don't know much about him. Like, I know of him, but I don't know much about him. Yeah, so the way I choose guests is like the people I know, like recently I've known, and then I have them on. Like, I'm trying to get this guy, Naveen, as a guest, because when I first started, I used to look at his videos all the time. It's called Urban Forex on YouTube. So I used to look at his videos all the time, you know, like his analysis, his sometimes his breakdowns. Because I used to look at him, I'm like, man, you know what? He's another Asian brother over here, and he made it, you know. So let me see. So let me get some inspiration from this guy. You know, it's nice to get inspiration, because like when you see one of your people make it, then it becomes more realistic, you know. Then it's just more realistic. You're like, oh man, that guy from Colombia, Spanish dude, he made it. I can do it too. You know, someone from Sri Lanka, it's like, all right, it's like more realistic. Did the trading memes ever reply back to? No, they didn't reply back. They did not reply back. It is what it is. That trade went in drawdown super quick. All right, your New Zealand idea and consider taking. It will be the third trade of today, so I'm not sure. So we're not even going to look at that analysis then, right? If it's your third trade for the day. I've only taken one trade for today, just one trade. And if you think you're better than me taking 3 trades, 4 trades, perfect. You know, like, I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm just saying I just took one trade for today. I think if you take 1 trade every day for the next 3 months, 3 months would be good, because that's when the year is ending, right? For the next 3 months, I'm pretty sure you're going to be better than you are today. 100%. 100%. And you're going to be moving into 2021 as a very conscious, profitable trader. So if you want to move in 2021 as a good trader, you need to start taking 1 or 2 trades a day for the next 3 months. And you're going to be like, everyone who's profitable. How big was your account when you were making $30 to $50 a day? Probably at like 4,000, 3,000, 4,000. Actually, I never made $30 to $50 a day because I had money. I had disposable income, so I deposited. Once I saw that, okay, what I needed to do, I deposited 10,000. I'm like, okay, you got 10,000. So I started off from like 100 to 150. And that went up to like 500 a day. Once things go to 500 a day, then you're like, okay, you know what? This is something serious over here now. Because man, 500 is a lot of money. Are you kidding me? This monitor costs $600. A lot of money over here. I thought you were going to be driving a Lambo in a few weeks, but guess I'll have to wait on that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at like I like big cars, I like big cars. Like Tahoes, Suburbans, Durangos. Like I like the big cars. If you can get big, fast cars, oh man, so sick. Yeah, Ford Raptors. Man.
Raj, you ever thought about the Lamborghini Urus?
No, it's too expensive. I don't know, it's just too expensive. It doesn't make any sense in my mind to spend like 200,000 on a car. Max I'd spend on a car would be like 150. Or if we're looking at like a lease, so it shouldn't exceed like 15,000 a year. So you can get a pretty decent car at that size too. Like if you look at the Tesla's cheaper and it's faster than all the Lamborghinis. Ooh, someone's up 12% over here. I started $200 account. Today after 3 weeks, I had 600. Oh, wow. I just lost 450. Oh. What would be some good advice as to me where my head and shoulder be at? So you had a $200 account. You took it up to 600 and then you lost 450 in the last 2 days. So what's a tip that I can give you? I think the tip that I can give you is to know how much you're risking. I mean, if you lost 450, that to me tells me that you were prepared to lose 450 in 2 days. That's why you lost it. So, I mean, if you're not prepared to lose 450, then maybe risk less, just like understand how much you're risking. I mean, we talk about this every day. If you've been on the streams for the last month, you know that we talk about this every day, like maintain your risk, don't risk a lot, take 1 or 2 trades a day. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is DXY chart coming. Oh, wrong chart coming from the gulag. Oh man, wrong chart. Hey Raja, can you please explain if it's okay to hold swing trades during NFP this Friday? Okay, let's talk about that swing trades, right? So let's say this is a road and you're going on a road over here, right? So you're going on a road. This is a road here. And then you have train tracks right over here. Right? You have train tracks right over here. Now the problem is you don't know which way the train is coming from. The train can come from down over here and it can come from up over here. And the speed at which the train moves is super fast. It moves like faster than the speed of sound and it weighs more than the sun. So it's a pretty heavy train which moves really, really fast. So this is your little trade right over here, right? And it's slowly moving towards the train tracks right here. And this train coming from right over here is the NFP. And you don't know whether it's coming from the left side or from the right side, but you're moving towards that area right over there. So as you come closer, as the train comes, man, you don't know where the train's gonna come from. So, so either you're gonna move with the train, or you're just gonna get demolished by the train. Yeah, so we don't know until we know, you know. Wow, look at this. Gold just did a somersault over here.
Yeah.
40 pip move back up. Look at that 30-minute candle.
Insane.
Just stupid, man. 4 hours bullish now.
Yeah.
Like, how do you justify this? Nuts. Man, if someone took a buy right down over here, thinking, you know, as a new trader, I used to take these trades all the time. I'd just be like, oh, we're at support, take a buy. Price would move up, and I'd say, look at this trade. Look at this trade. I got a wick entry.
It's moving, I gotta take it.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know, like as I became more aware of risk, I think I stopped taking those kind of wick entries. Because, you know, like they look good, they look cool, but like sometimes it just continues moving and you're like, oh man. You know, so just to get rid of those oh man moments, I just decided to stop doing those risky entries.
GG is doing nothing.
Yeah, it's stuck. It's a good thing because it's coming close to the time when I leave as well. Hey Raja, what TZ are you using to define the 4-hour candle? I have no idea what TZ is, so I'm not sure. Time zone? 4-hour time zone to define the 4-hour
Time
candle?
closing. If it's GMT or New York close.
Oh, time zone.
Uh,
Our Eastern time zone?
yeah, we're using New York close.
Yeah.
Our 4-hour candles closing are the New York close.
Yeah, like the Eastern time zone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's not a bad problem to have, but if anything, I have a problem not taking enough trades. I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But then again, there's a problem of not taking any trades. You know, like I think if you're taking like 4 trades a week, that's still pretty good. You know, 4 trades a week. I know gold is crazy, but what do you do? Do you stop and watch? And what do you wait for? I just stop and watch. Like, I mean, the way it's just moving, look, it closed back in the range. Even though it went all the way down to 1877, it closed back in the range.
And GG, the way GG is behaving, look like it's gonna retest those lows, 135, 600s.
Yeah, GG is also in a bit of a some situation over here. See, now this becomes a range on GJ. This area here.
Yeah.
Oh, we got high impact news later on too. Okay. I can't believe I just found out we have different candle closes. So whatever I see, it's different for someone else. Should be the same because everyone has the same time, right?
If you go to the fifth, from 1 hour to the 4 hour, there's a difference. 1 hour closing are the same for everybody, but the 4 hour
4
close
hour.
is different. Yeah, the 4 hour close is different, which is it's I mean, it's tricky because all depending on your broker, you're gonna see your analysis depends. My analysis depends a lot on how the 4 hour close. So I basically always looking at the 4 hour, and if your broker use a different closing, it's really tricky.
Yeah, that's true. Like normally it's the 4 hours and the dailies that close differently.
Yeah, because candle closing change from broker to broker. Some brokers use GMT closing. Some brokers close at 8 p.m. And some other broker daily candle close at 5 p.m., which is the New York close. And yeah, GG is about to take some journey to the downside.
Why are you using NY time zone for 4 hour and not London? Wouldn't you want to use the time zone that the majority of traders are using to make the candles more objective? Because I live in New York time zone, so I use the New York time zone. And it's what they say, right? Don't go where the masses go, right? So, yeah, I don't know. I didn't even know that was a thing, that you could change the time zones like that.
Yeah. For example, Traders Domain daily close at 8 p.m. Traders Way and a lot of other brokers, they close at 5 p.m. So then you have a big difference from daily candles from one broker to another one. And basically, if let's say the 1 hour, the 4 hour opening at 8 p.m. for some brokers, then this 4 hour candle will close at 12 in midnight, while the other brokers are closing the first 4 hour candle, which tells you a lot about the new daily. They are closing around 9 p.m. and the next one close at 1 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m., 9. But you know, it's all depending on brokers. It's not something that you can choose to change.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Correct. I go with majority. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. I mean, I go with the New York close. I like the first 4 hour candle around 9 p.m. tells me a lot.
Can you repeat that, Kevin?
I like the New York closing, which is the first 4 hour candle for Asian session. It's closing at 9 p.m. So that candle tells me a lot.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Same way the 9 a.m. in the morning. That 4 hour candle tells me a lot.
Oh, someone asked a question over here, which I don't know the answer. They asked, do you have to be a citizen in the US to open a company in Delaware?
No, you don't have to.
Let's Google it.
You can open any corporation with 2 IDs. Yeah. And you don't have to be a US citizen, basically.
Neither US citizenship or residency. Oh, okay.
Tons of shell companies.
Oh wow, this is sick, man. There we go. Delaware, here we come.
I see you there.
So like, why is it like some states, you know, they have like no sales tax, they have like less taxes, still like they're not famous, like no one really wants to, I mean, I don't know, it's pretty weird to me.
I think all depends on the government, how big their government is, you know.
Everything. Sorry, guys. Everything in the United States is based off population. So usually everything that's in the middle of the country is less likely to have more judicial pull than that of countries on the eastern or western seaboard. So you're not going to really see too many. Now they use the tax advantages like, you know, 0% capital gains tax and stuff like that to get people to move to these places. But most people want to be in coastal states like, you know, New York, LA, California, stuff like that.
Well said, my brother. Perfectly said.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that makes sense too. So instead of moving there, they're just opening bear companies over there.
Yeah, like if you was to drive in California and like you look at the supercars, a lot of the hypercars have Wisconsin plates or like Montana plates because the taxes in that state are 10 times lower than that of California. So you can own a car in Wisconsin and have the car in California all paying no taxes on a $2 million car.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen some nice cars have like different plates.
Tax evasion.
Tax evasion. Tax
Legally.
Tax avoidance.
avoidance.
Trump did it the best.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Trump did it the best. And people are mad he's evading taxes. Come on, he's a businessman, man. Like his whole life has been surrounded with how to legally, not pay taxes.
But you know the funny part about it, he's so patriotic, right? But he doesn't want to pay his taxes.
Yeah.
That's what's so funny. Obama is a real patriot. He pays taxes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's right.
And the funny thing is how you talk about yourself a lot, like saying, "Oh man, I'm a rich person. I'm a so-called businessman making millions," and then he reports to the IRS that he's losing money. That's like, man.
Actually, what's happening is that his personal tax liability is none because he's not taking personally any money, but he's paying taxes on his businesses for sure. Some run up in losses, some they build stuff for the city, so that's expenses. And I don't know, man, I think that everyone is just hating on Trump, who works really hard every day to make sure things are running well, but yeah, I think.
And you know what's the funny part also, that he paid $750, but he got a return of $72 million.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't need to have money in my bank account under my name as long as I have it in a bank where I can use it and I can enjoy it. I mean, it's crazy. It's pretty tough.
Oh wow, look at this trade over here. Your JPY sells. Beautiful.
Now I'm gonna need to contact his account to see if I can, can take advantage of that loop. Because last year I paid $13,000 in taxes.
Damn, brother. The year before that, I paid 11.
Wow.
Wow. Man, that's pretty nice.
Just keep all your money offshore. Whatever you bring back, you pay taxes on. That's all.
Yeah.
This time it should be a proper chart. Mind giving me feedback. Also a question: what differentiates a minor zone from a major one? I think minor zones are zones on small time frames, and major zones are zones on the higher time frames.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, I'll explain it.
Potential sells below here to go here, and then below here to go further down over here. It looks good. Potential buys above here. Yeah, it looks good. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, guys, I have to leave. I gotta go play golf with Burner. So
Oh,
take care,
nice
everybody.
one.
Yeah, man. Let's see. Take care. Be safe. Stay strong. Shukriya. God bless you all.
Stay safe, stay strong. Take care. Have fun.
Take care, Kevin.
Don't
All right,
overtrade.
man. Take care.
Don't over leverage.
We'll try.
Yeah.
Unless Burner gets